Hey everybody, here I am in front of my screen. What I'm going to be doing is talking about 4 different topics for my little yearly tech news and talk. I'm going to be talking about VMware being acquired by Broadcom and some of the things that we should expect to see from the Broadcom VMware acquisition, as well as the upcoming iOS 16 and the all new M2 chip that Apple has in their MacBook Pros for the 13-inch model, and the new upcoming macOS Ventura. I'm gonna highlight a few little small things on each of these little articles. So, as we all know, that Broadcom, they made a lot of Ethernet cards, and most likely for physical hardware. And I was also reading on some different online articles about how there's a possibility of Broadcom taking the VMware program and transitioning from the where you buy it in full and doing something similar to what Adobe is doing with their Photoshop software and some of the paid programs that you normally would buy from Adobe, where they do like a subscription base, similar to like Microsoft Office 365 in general. But chances are there is another source that I was reading that it's been reported that the Broadcom VMware acquisition could be possibly derailed. And you could feel free to check out the article. As you can see, the link is posted right here on my screen. But I know a lot of users are not too pleased if Broadcom decides to do a subscription based version of VMware. And even though I got VMware on my 2017 iMac I use for older programs, so I think what I think is, if Broadcom decides to take VMware and make it fully into subscription based, a lot of people wouldn't be too pleased. Plus, I'd have to find another source of another program to emulate older versions of Windows to run like older programs, especially for like older games. Something that's compatible with macOS. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is the new M2 chip that Apple has recently released in their 13-inch model MacBook Pro. So you can still get the M1 chip if you get the 14 or 16-inch. Let's see if I can get to CPU speed or get back to it. And they even included in their new MacBook Air. So let's see, view pricing. We might be on the lookout for a potential M2 iMac, even though there's rumors that Apple is bringing back the iMac Pro. So we might expect to see an M2 Mac 14-inch, 16-inch MacBook Pro along the way. since Apple is transitioning to its M2 chip. But so far with the M1, I've been very impressed, even though it's been a big step up from the Intel chip. So let's take a look at some of the new upcoming Apple software while we speak. So we got Apple's actually working on its new OS, which is macOS Ventura, which works smarter, plays harder, and goes further. And I'm going to just scroll so we can look at some of the look at some of the new features that what it's capable of. Even I'm going to explore some of the new features when in a later video once macOS Ventura comes out, so we guys can get a nice little sneak peek of the OS in general. Which I can't wait to play around with the new spotlight feature that Ventura has to offer. Which this would probably be definitely a lot more convenient than trying to open up a browser. And looks like Safari is introduced as adding passkeys, look like. Even though I don't use Safari, I mainly use Firefox as my daily driver. And plus Firefox works just as good. Plus it's more open source. But we're going to take a look at some of these features like I've mentioned about macOS Ventura coming out. I know for the minimum requirements it starts at a 2017 iMac. Even though Apple decided to make Monterey the last version for my early 2015 MacBook Pro, which at least I got finally upgraded to an M1 to kind of stay with the times. And looks like we're gonna have some of the new iOS features in Ventura, which we will cover in. And of course, we get some new features for photos. And you can check some of this out as well on the Apple website too. And you have the ability now with Ventura that you could be able to use your iPhone camera as a webcam, which is very interesting. Which we'll have to play around with that. Pause that for now. Even though my internet's a little sluggish, so bear with me on. And we get a new feature called Freeform, which you can allow you to collaborate with like your fellow friends or anybody that's using an iPhone or any iOS device or Apple device, what I want to say, because not all devices are now iOS these days. And nothing really that exciting with the appearance, even though you get some unique little customization options. But overall, Ventura actually looks very promising. And I'm just scrolling around, checking out some of the new features and we're getting some improvements in Memoji. So, I wanted to take a look at the new iOS 16. Which we get a fully redesigned lock screen. That's going to be nice. Which I really look forward to the new lock screen. Because even though I'm eventually going to be getting an iPhone 14 sometime this year when it comes out, to upgrade from my hard-working iPhone 11 that I currently own. And it allows you to get some additional wallpaper settings for your lock screen. I see. Well, you could change the animations with your notifications. And focus. It's looked like it's been reported that the new focus feature is getting some improvements for do not disturb. Well, you know, like how you get to do not disturb or. But one important feature is iMessage, where you can send and unsend messages now with the new iMessage feature on iOS 16, where you can edit messages and unsend. So yeah, what my thoughts and views on OS Ventura and iOS 16 is, it's basically going to be a big improvement, and I look forward to experimenting with these new improvements to see how well they hold up. But if you wanted to know more, you can actually visit the Apple website to fit on your own time or wherever's convenient. So, and I can't wait to see when Apple goes fully transitions all their Macs to the M2 chip, to see how fast the M2 will bring to the how well the M2 chip will bring to the table. Because I do have high confidence that it's going to be a big improvement over M1. Even though M1 is really good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I want to hear your thoughts of the VMware Broadcom acquisition, the M2 chip MacBooks, or as well as the future M2 Macs, macOS Ventura, and iOS 16. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.